Okay, good morning, Dana. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am doing super. Nice to see you today.
Nice to see you as well.
Okay, so as a part of our podcast journey, I wanted to introduce yourself to our audience, who you are, what you have done in the past, anything and everything you'd like to tell us about your journey here.
Okay. Well, I don't have an IT background at all. My background is actually in construction management.
Wow.
I graduated many, many years ago from Georgia Institute of Technology, simply called Georgia Tech. And from there, went into the construction industry and worked for many years. Until I started to start a family. And
Wow.
after I had kids, the balance just wasn't
And which year
there.
are we talking about this? Which year?
You said, say that again?
Which year? As it this is back 2025, 24.
Oh,
Which year are we talking?
oh, the last large project that I worked on was probably back in 2013.
Wow.
That was when my youngest was born. After that, I worked for a consulting firm and we would basically lease ourselves out, contract ourselves out, doing construction services, but not the full gamut, full on projects for me after that. And so it went from full time to like a part time thing. And it was perfect because I was able to focus on my kids and all of their things with school and things like that. And they were really small then. And then my husband and I started a transportation company. And from there, the part time working in construction still basically phased out, and we were full time. We both went from working other jobs to full time running a transportation company, which we still do
Wow.
today. And it's been successful, relatively speaking. I can't say that it's been my dream, like this is like my dream career or job or goal. It was always a means to an end.
Understood.
I've always been a kind of a visionary type of person. I have all of these ideas and I write them down. I keep journals. I write them down. I write them down.
Wow.
But
So
this
I'm talking
particular,
So I'm talking to a professional, construction. Then it comes the logistics that you are in, the travel company. And now I'm talking to an app owner. Wow.
oh
Super.
man, right?
You
Who
need
would
to
have
have
even
done
put
it.
those things
And
together?
then of course a mother and a family take care. Okay.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So, um, years ago, really before I started having kids, I got the idea about this app. It had many different names before this, and the vision has evolved since then. But here we are today, and I really am still in shock. Like I was literally on the phone with my mom just before I got on the call with you, and just telling her how nervous I was, and she was giving me that pep talk that only moms can give, and here we are. And before that,
Super.
I have to give my husband props because he has been the cheerleader all along.
Yes.
He's the person that I've talked to
Yes.
the most about, what's been going on. I hadn't filled my
Right.
mother in a long time. So
And
she
I
had no
remember,
idea we were even at this phase because I kind of
yes.
kept
Yes.
everybody out.
Yes, and I remember even in our initial calls, your husband was sitting next to you, hearing everything, and letting you kind of lead the conversation.
Yes,
So,
yes.
okay, I'm in women first world now. Great. Okay, so tell us something about this app. Why did you think about it? What's the vision? Tell us about it a little bit.
Okay, so it initially started the spark, for anybody who's married, especially on the lady side. Gift giving time or gift receiving time isn't always the best experience when it comes to our husbands. They mean well. I have to give them, I have to give the guys that they mean well, but they don't always know what to do when it comes to giving gifts. Sometimes they don't even remember that it's something that's coming up, I have to put out reminders, gentle reminders, all the time. Like, hey, anniversary is coming up. Valentine's Day is coming up. My birthday is coming up. But this app was the idea behind it was, let's take the guesswork out of gift giving and gift
Right.
receiving. So if you have a calendar that gives you the reminder, hey, this thing is coming up. And then the second part of that is, my husband never knows what to get me. Like, oh, well, what do you want? And I don't always have the answer right then. Now I can go out with my kids to the mall, or go window shopping, see all kinds of things that I love, right? And then when it comes time for the question to be asked, well, what do you want for your birthday? I never have an answer. I'm like,
Wow.
I don't know, you know.
That's so
So
true.
this solves a problem for myself, because I would know, okay, I have these things listed, and then the husband knows, okay, birthday's coming up or anniversary's coming up, and here are the things that she wants, and he can get it right every time.
Yes.
And
Awesome. So
so
husbands, this app is gonna save your life. Next time, first of all, you know what date to give it to her, what's the occasion, what she expects, and then this goes all the other way around as well. Sometimes boys are also like, what would you give me? I have a simple suit, maybe a tie, a wallet, or watch, and then that's it. But then
exactly.
sometimes the males, the boys like me, the husbands, have something they want, and they can always put that in arms, so their girlfriends, their partners, their moms, their parents can look. So it's not just the couples. This app is for everyone.
For
Everyone, I can tell you
every,
that.
yes.
And
And
I
so
think this becomes the biggest saver of my life, because I know what to receive and what to gift. And that's the most critical part for me.
there you have it. And like with my husband, he's a different kind of guy. Like he's not a sports guy. He's a car guy. And every time I ask him, what do you want for your birthday? Oh, you could just get me, some kind of car part for some car project that he's working on. I don't
Wow.
I don't know where to get this stuff from. But if he has it on the app, I can go
Mm,
right to it. I may not understand what it is or what he needs it for, but I know he wants it because it's there. And the same thing for my kids.
yes.
With kids, our worlds are disconnected. The things, the toys and the gifts and things that we used to like when we were kids are completely different now. And so this is a tool for parents to not have to understand all of the new crazes,
The Gen Z
toys,
thing.
or games or whatever, but they can get it right as well, because the kids can literally go right to whatever it is they want, add it to their list, and the parents can go right on there and go right to the link and get exactly what the kid wants. And they
Right.
don't have to, the guesswork is gone, you know, and
Superb.
that can go, I mean, for weddings,
Birthdays,
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 wedding gifts,
weddings,
baby
examinations,
showers,
results, baby shower, anything and everything.
anything.
It's my birthday, it's my girlfriend's birthday.
You know,
Anything and everything.
I'm gonna be celebrating launching an app. Somebody may want to
Wow.
get me a gift.
Yes.
So
So,
that
so
was
we gotta
that
have
was
that
the
registry
brainchild.
on the app as well.
Yes, I'm gonna have my registry on the app as well. And
Superb.
so that was the whole idea behind it. It was a way to take out that anxiety behind,
Sure.
one, not remembering that an
Mm,
occasion is coming up, and then two, um are they gonna like it? Like, I don't want to waste money. I don't want to get somebody a gift that gets regifted. That's a big
or
thing.
probably dumped out. Or probably dumped out.
Exactly. So it's a win for everyone. Everybody
Wow.
gets what they want, and the person that's giving knows that they're giving the person something exactly to their specific need. And so
Yes.
that's where it came
So
about.
awesome. So Dana, here's my quick question to you. If you
Hmm.
have to summarize all this for my audience, maybe in
Hmm.
60 seconds, what this is app all about, what is the name of the app, and what does it do, I would request you to kind of give me the answer for that. So that can serve as an elevator pitch for a possible user of the app, probably an investor who's really interested in your idea, and then probably some great people who are tired of their girlfriends or their partners or their kids, and every time say, you don't know what's something for me to gift. Okay, you know what? Just use this app. I'll get to know when to gift and what to gift you. So go ahead and give me that elevator pitch for you.
All right. So if you are window shopping and you want to remember what it is you saw that you really liked or where you saw it at, this is a way that you can store all of those items that you've always wanted or you saw and it sparked your interest, whatever it is, you can list it on this app and you can connect it to an event. You can connect it to an anniversary that you save on your calendar because it is also a calendar. The calendar tracks the dates. You add the gift items and you match them up, and then you share it with your loved ones. And that way they know what to get you. They know when to get it. It sends out, it gives you everything that you need there to go out and make this day special, even more special for someone. And it takes out the regifting, it takes out the anxiety. It's just it's a tool for everyone. And I can see it being used for all ages because everybody,
Everyone
we're
gives.
all disconnected in some kind of way, but this kind of connects us all, and it takes that
Yes.
anxiety and the guesswork out, and
Right.
everybody's happy. I don't know if that
Awesome.
was I don't know if that was
Awesome.
really the
No,
60
that
seconds
is
you
that
were looking
is
for, but
so yes. So now what I have to go today, I go home, I tell my wife, go on the app store, download the Cercil It apps that Dana has made here for us. Everyone helps me become my life savior and her life savior. Go on the app, it's free. Register on the app, create different occasions you want, birthdays, anniversaries, new home bookings, baby showers, anything and everything you like. Any item that you see online, offline, anywhere, just put a picture of it. If it is available online, give me the URL there, put in the registries, birthday. So when I know, I can get a notification you have a birthday coming, anniversary coming, our dating anniversary coming, our marriage anniversary, anything and everything you want a gift from me on. I can open the registry, see what my girlfriend or what my wife needs. I can choose from them and I can just order exactly the same thing. So there's no guesswork for work for me. And I'm going to make sure my partner is super happy on that day. So thank you so much for bringing so many happinesses that you're trying to build in everyone's life.
well, thank you. I'm glad that you can see the vision because for me, in the beginning, I would speak about it, and some people would kind of be like, "Oh, yeah, okay," and then others would be like, "Oh, "That's a good idea," and it's so encouraging to know that you get it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So
Yes.
thank you for that.
Awesome. So Dana, very curious. What
Mhm.
inspired your idea for Circle It? And then I want you to especially talk about the 10-year-old things that you prepared when we first spoke. I want you to draw my attention to our visitors there. Because
Okay,
just like you, there are tens of people, thousands there that have an idea that they've been thinking over sleepless nights for years, decades, months, and they still not have taken that leap of faith. I would say that as a leap of faith to do something what they had. So I want to talk about that journey, please, with me.
oh man. So initially when I came up with the idea, I started to talk about it with a few people, jotted some things down, and you have to be careful who you share your visions with because they may not see it and it can be discouraging sometimes. And
Hmm.
I remember talking to my husband about it, and he was like, "That's, a great idea." And talking to my close girlfriends, they kind of thought I was a little weird, and I'm like, okay. And there was one friend in particular that I was talking to, and she and it's not a really close friend. It's just some I've known her for a really long time. Our circles cross. We actually do recreational stuff together. We're roller skaters. So
Wow.
talking to my roller skating buddy, and because sometimes it's easier to talk to people who aren't as close to you. So
Yes.
I'm talking to her about it, and she said, "Oh my God, that's a good idea." And at the time, she was married, and her husband, he worked in the IT realm. I'm not exactly sure what capacity, but he was actually working on an app at the time. And there was a young lady
Wow.
that she knew that was starting to do app development. She said, I'm going to put you in touch with her and you guys meet. Me and the lady met, and nothing ever came of it really, but that initial someone believing in your idea enough to put you with another person that can actually help you, bring it to life. It was very pivotal for me. And the young lady that I met with, I haven't even talked to her since then. She was saying, I have to put it on paper, basically map out what does it look like, how does each screen look? And I said, I didn't know that was even a part of the process. But being a creative type, I can take it from here and put it on paper, and even if it's in rough form, I can do that. And I just started to do that. I just started to just kind of dig in and just put everything that I saw in my head onto paper. And I did it on PowerPoint. I was literally making, imitation phones, and the phones back then aren't even as great in like little mini computers. They weren't that 15 years ago. And I put it on paper, and then I just kept, when I would come up with another idea on how to improve on the and expand on the idea, I would write it down. I have little snippets and journal entries everywhere. I keep journals in all of, like, in my bedroom, in my den, in my office here in the basement, in the other part of the basement. I keep journals everywhere so that when I get an idea, I have somewhere to write it down. And so I have so many add-ons and improvements and ideas for the future of the app all written down in these books. And so for years it's literally been haunting me. And so a couple of
For
times,
10 years. For 10 years, you told me that.
yes, at least 10 years. I can't
Wow.
even tell you the exact date. I would say at least 10, because my
Wow.
youngest is 11, and it was before she was born. So it was longer than 10 years ago. And so
Wow.
I had actually even put out a couple of RFPs, not knowing anything, not knowing what I'm doing.
Mm.
I still don't know what I'm doing. But I put the RFPs out. I
You
got,
absolutely know. That's your wisdom. You absolutely know what you're doing. Okay,
oh,
let's
I really
continue.
don't. That's the whole part. So I put those out just to get an idea. Okay, like how much would something like this cost? And back then, that many years ago, we were paycheck to paycheck. Seriously, like our family was really scraping just to make things happen, because I was working part-time, and things just weren't coming together financially for us. So I didn't have the money to take it any further. But one thing I could do was write something down when I got the idea. That doesn't require money. You just got to keep the dream alive. And so every once in a while I would go back to it. Something would pop up in my head, and I never could let it go. And so I gave myself this goal. I said, if I ever come up with $10,000, I'm going to do it.
Wow.
And 2 years ago, I had $10,000
You saved it. You saved for your
available.
dream.
Yes, but I choked. This was 2 years ago. I choked. I didn't do anything. Had the money. I was like, you finally have the money to do this, to move forward. What are you going to do? And I still sat it down. I said, okay. I was going through that phase of feeling foolish. Like, your background is construction and transportation. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're not an IT person. You're not an app developer. What are you doing? And so,
Hmm.
um, I can't even tell you what happened. But I woke up one day and I said, okay, I'm going to put out this last RFP and see what happens. See
Wow.
what happens. And here we are.
Superb.
It's
What a journey. An
Yeah, it's
inspiring
been
one.
crazy. It's been crazy. Like
Awesome.
a lot of years of just never being able to let it go. Even
Mm.
when I would not think about it for months and months, it would still keep coming back. It
Yes.
would
So
nag me, just
someone
nag.
said it correctly. Dreams are not that when you sleep and you get it. It's like that they don't let you sleep. So they kept nagging you behind. They kept nagging you behind. So that's always true. So some takeaways for our audience from the journey of Dana here is all introductions at the personal level are always not good. If you got to have, find yourself, go on the internet, find some people who can help you and talk to them, because sometimes your introductions can be helpful and sometimes not. But then if you have to go to do something, just do it. That's number one. The second thing I can take today is, if you talk to someone, they try and give you a lot of homework. No, you got to talk to more people, because then there'll be certainly someone who's going to come up to you and help you in your journey, because everyone cannot be as creative as Jana. She had all the notes, she had all the screenshots. Sometimes most people might not have it because she's
Yeah.
not from an IT background. So the thing is, you got to talk to more people who can help you in the journey rather than giving you homeworks. I'm done with the homeworks today. And the
Yeah.
third thing is, and the very good important thing that I learned today is, it's just not collecting the money that can kind of take you moving. It's the actions. So, like Dana said, she had the money collected last 2 years, but then was just choked up. But then she started taking actions, and now she's in front of us. So, I think, applause to you, all my, great. But then I have some more time left out, and I have a few more questions. So, I'll be very quick and want to ask you more things.
Okay.
Was there a defining moment that made you take the leap on this project? Behind the scenes, between those 2 years, you had the money, and then there was one moment that just shook you up, and today, you know what, I'm going to do this. What was that feeling?
I wish I could remember what the spark was, but I remember when I put that RFP out, and I remember like I hadn't been sharing much on social media at all. Um, but that day I remember making a post like I did something big today.
Awesome.
Like it was just a note to self to say you took the step.
The steps.
I honestly don't know, cannot
Yes.
remember. And maybe it's not for me
Right.
to remember. I can't remember what that thing was that finally made me say this is the day,
Right.
but I
Super.
remember feeling this
So the day you
feeling
start
in my gut.
believing in yourself, you just do it. Awesome.
I jumped out there and I haven't looked back. Well, I take that back. I glanced backwards sometimes, like, okay, where are we going? Let me look back and see where I was and say, okay, you know what? Just keep one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. Just keep taking the next logical step and not worry
Awesome.
about what's behind me, So I
Yes.
don't know what that pivotal moment was or that thought that popped in my head to make me finally do it. I just remember having these butterflies and I did it and I felt weird afterwards, but I also felt a sense of relief because it was like,
Finally.
yeah, it was kind of like the first little hairline crack in the egg. You know what I mean? Like the
I
hatching
get it.
is starting, so to
And
speak.
something big is coming up, guys. Something big is
Right,
coming up.
right.
Awesome. Awesome. So, Dana, what role has tech played in your project's success and the current status that you have so far?
Oh my God. So from the initial vision to now, technology has advanced so much. I mean, just from 5 years ago. So if you take this back over 10 years ago, technology, we're so dependent on it. We went from being dependent on it to completely dependent on it. And so I know that the the new world that we're living in, we need those phones. It's not just a matter of like a luxury. It's literally my phone is my office. it's my it's my music box. It's my everything, And so if people have their phones in their hands 199% of the time when they're sitting there, they have this phone in their hand. That is the main thing that the whole app is about. You to be able to, if you're already on the phone, you're already scrolling, and social media has grown. Like technology and social media has grown by leaps and bounds. When I first got on Facebook and Instagram, I don't remember many ads. I know a lot of ads are on there now, and
Yes.
I'm a consumer. I see things, and they know how to send you stuff that you like. They
Yes.
It takes very a lot of meticulous time getting that information on your likes, your dislikes, and what you'd be willing to click on. But
Awesome.
now you have a place with this app to actually store those things and go back to it, because I can't
Yes.
always buy it. Like, I may see something, if I don't have the extra funds to do it, I can't buy it now, and I may not know how to even get back to it. But with the
Yes.
app
That's so
and
true.
with technology now, we have a way to get back to those things that have been flashed
Yes.
across that screen and have
Yes.
gotten our interest. You know what I mean? And
Yes. So the
so,
women out there, so I'm not cutting you off. So women
oh
out
no, it's
there,
okay.
if you see something that's your first love, you just felt in love with it. Don't let it go. Put it on the app, and someone's gonna gift you later on.
Yes,
We can
yes,
keep
or
a lot
gift
of fun.
yourself, or use
Absolutely.
that, gift yourself. But at least you have
100%.
a way to store it. At least you have a place
Yes.
that you can go back to, and it's there, and the link is there.
Awesome.
And then for
Yes.
the other part of it is, somebody like myself, I really like supporting smaller businesses and local artists. So, like, whenever they're having like some type of local vendor market here
Mm.
in Metro Detroit, which is where I'm from, um I try to make it a point to go and support those businesses. It may be something I never really, use
Yes.
sometimes, but I still like to go and support.
Right.
And so with this app, if there is a way to store, say, if it's an art gallery and there's a piece of artwork, they may not have a URL for that, but you could take a
Yes.
picture of it and you could put all the pertinent information still there.
And the
You can
phone number of the user.
the phone number, the address if you have it, whatever
Wow.
information you need to be able to get back to that piece of art
So this
that you
app
see.
just does not help the online, but also help the local economy and boost it out. Superb.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that
Awesome.
was a big part of it for me, because a lot of the things that I run across that are on my wish list mentally that now I can put physically, there is no URL for it. Like, there's a local artist here, Donald Calloway. I am a huge fan of his. He's Metro Detroit artist. And I have had long wish lists for some of his
Wow.
pieces. And now I have a way to, when he has his events,
Save it out.
I can take a picture of it. I can put the price in there. I can put, his contact information. And that way, anybody who wants to get me that gift, they can go
It's
right there. They
there.
know how to get to it. You know what I mean?
Superb.
So, yeah,
Awesome.
that was a very important part of it for me. Is not just for the online shopper. This is
Awesome.
for anybody shopping anywhere. If you're at the mall, if you're, like I said, at a
Anywhere, just anywhere
anywhere.
you are, you see something, just take a picture and snap it out. It's as easy as that. Probably the app also takes the geolocation of it. So next time you saw that in the list, it will tell you where you saw. So even if you miss out something, that's absolutely fine. The app will remind you of. Superb.
Yeah.
So Dana, my next question that I have for you on the list is, can
Mhm.
you share us a success story or a milestone that made a big impact in this journey of last 3, 4 months you're working on?
Ooh, the first time I downloaded it onto my personal device, and I saw that little square there on on my own personal phone,
Circle it.
and, and I saw that Cercil It there on my phone, I was completely blown away. Like, I was nearly brought to tears, because
Wow.
it's like this thing that has been here for so long is now
On your cell phone.
it's on my phone. Like, I
Wow.
couldn't believe it. And actually going in and using the app and playing around with it, and like, okay, let's go
Let's
shop.
play it out.
Let's go window shop
Oh,
and adding
superb.
things. I was completely blown away. I was overwhelmed.
Wow. Let me tell you something. I have two phones right now, one in Android and one on iOS, and I have your app on both of my cell phones today. So
I love
superb.
it. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. So what's one key lesson you've learned during this journey that you want to put out probably a 30-second message to everyone who is coming from a similar background like you, who have an idea, they're not taking action, probably because of certain things that happens, and everyone has circumstances. But what's the one lesson give out to them? What is their learning phase from you?
Even if you don't think you know what you're doing, that's why you hire people who do. If you have
Wow.
an idea and you believe in it strongly, it's not for anybody else to validate your idea. It's not for anybody else to make you feel whole about what vision was placed in you. Because if it was meant for them, it would have been placed inside of them. It was not placed
So
inside of
true.
them, it's placed inside of you. Just just step out there. Just even if you feel foolish, which a lot of days I feel foolish. A lot of days I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm in it now, because once you make that step and you make that commitment, you're in it. So there's no, like, it's kind of like a roller coaster. Once you step foot on that roller coaster and it takes off, you can't go back to the platform. You got to wait until the
Correct.
ride is over. And so I say,
Yes.
just get on the ride. And even if it doesn't turn out how you think it's going to turn out, even if nothing comes of it tangibly, the experience of believing in yourself and taking a step is something that is so valuable that it to me it's more valuable than the app itself. To say that I had a vision, stepped out on faith, I took the step, and now it is an app. Now where it goes from here, I just have to trust and believe that it's going to continue to move forward. But if I had never taken the step, I wouldn't be here. And I just say, take the step, believe in yourself, block out any naysayers, don't even invite them in to have an opinion.
Wow.
Just
That gives me
follow what was
goosebumps.
placed on you.
That gives me goosebumps. Wow. What an inspiring message. What an inspiring message. Guys, I'm shocked. Goosebumps. Wow. Super. Okay, super. So talk to me a little bit. And I was fortunate enough, guys, that I was on the first call with Dana discussing her project once we were under a non-disclosure agreement, because again, it's her idea. We wanted to safeguard her, our normal process. But Dana, tell our people a little bit, how was your first conversation? I mean, your perspective, or I mean, of course, I felt super meeting
Yeah.
you. I knew something, you would do something for sure. But then, how was your experience on the first call with me from Site Labs, as a whole? And I was just fortunate, it was me. It could have been anyone from my team, but
Right.
I'm lucky
Well,
about it.
I'm very glad it was you, because you put me at ease. When I started to speak about what it was I wanted to do, you caught on, you understood where I was going with it. And then it felt more like we were already teammates at that point. Before we like signed any type of contracts or anything like that, I felt from the very first conversation that we were teammates and
Wow.
that we had a common goal. And I did interview other companies, and I didn't feel that. I just didn't. It wasn't even about price or anything like that. For me, it was definitely more about the company I felt comfortable with. For one, because it's so sensitive, because it took me this many years to step out there on faith, because it took me, you know, stepping outside of my comfort zone and outside of my expertise, and to have to trust someone else is hard with that. And
Absolutely.
you made that very easy. It felt very natural, and that was
I
important for
appreciate.
me. That was very
Awesome.
important for me.
I really appreciate that. Awesome. So, how has been your experience working with the team here at Site Labs, and how did they contribute to this progress here overall? Because again, this was a
Um,
journey. A lot of ups and downs can be there. Different teams communicated, project managers, designers, devs, QAs. Talk to me about the journey.
the journey has been so mind blowing. First of all, the team is
Wow.
great. how they're able to do this thing long distance like this, not, face to face, and get it accomplished it's been wonderful. And they're so patient, because when I say I'm not IT savvy, like, I don't know how to use an iPhone. Like, I really don't. I'm an Android girl. I don't know how to use an iPhone. I have an iPhone. It's my work phone, but I don't know how to use it. And the team, like, when I would run into stumbling blocks, and just simply not being able to upload the newest version on my phone, the patience that they brought and worked with me, and understanding that I just don't have the IT background. Like, they literally would have to go through step by step
By
by
step.
step
Yes.
step. And like, hey,
Awesome.
hook your phone up and share it on the screen so we can walk you through it. Like, that was like major for me. And I just really appreciate the team's patience with me. I really do.
Absolutely. I mean, the team really
They're
loves you
awesome.
out. I can tell you, the team really
They're
loves
awesome.
you. And the key takeaway is any tech project that you do, for everyone who's listening to this, is if you gotta trust your team, you have the right team, give them the right time. And of course, it takes a lot of energy and some budget there. You gotta have it correct with the right team, with the right vision, with the right energy, with the right time. You gotta make everything right. And the next key point I can tell you here is, even if you're not from a tech background, you can still be a tech entrepreneur. You just got to have a right idea, got to know how to rightly execute it, and someone from our team or anywhere in the world can be your partner in that journey. So it's not just us. There are probably many out there. It's just about the right match. Like,
Yeah.
Dana just told us, you got the right match. We are willing to help work with you. But anyone who's not even coming from a tech background, you can be the next tech of the world.
Yeah.
Period. Super.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome. Any behind the scenes moment that truly represents your journey, Dana? Anything that
Mm.
we're not known about?
Okay, so I will let you in on a little secret.
Maybe a
So
secret?
and it's weird. This is really weird. But like, when I was testing the app out on the two phones, right? I had my Android, I had my Apple phone. And I had to come up with these with profiles, right? Just
Mm.
sample profiles. Um I lost my dad back in 2018. He's my guy. Like, he's always been like my biggest cheerleader my
Fair.
whole entire life. And then his mom, my grandmother, she passed away just 2 years ago. And
Oh,
so I know that sounds kind of sad, but what's funny is, when I set the profiles up, I set the one profile up on one phone as my dad and used his picture as like the profile picture. And then I used the other phone I set up as my grandmother and used her
wow.
profile picture. So it's like they're sending, like, talking to each other on,
Wow.
in the app. And
So
it's so funny, but
you have already made the spiritual and the heavenly connection in your app. I
yes,
mean, the app that starts
absolutely.
with that kind of a good feeling and intent, no one can stop it to make it from success.
Yeah, and I feel like those are my guardian angels. So they had to be a part of the
Wow.
party. So that was my way of including them.
Awesome. Awesome. How was your journey working with the design team? Because whenever you start a project, that factor of nervousness is always there. You
Yeah.
discuss, everything is good. Okay, let's come into small kind of an agreement. Let's start working. You put some money down. Now the money has gone to a stranger. You've probably seen them, but again, you're still taking that leap of faith. And now you're working with the designer, the project manager comes to you. You tell them about their experiences, you tell them about your expectations. And the first set of initial designs that they show you, how your app gonna look, they can give you a few options, and then the iterative journey. Because that's where I feel the first vision comes into reality in front of you, because everything that you had here is now in front of your screen. How's your
Yeah.
journey in the design team?
The design team has been awesome. They actually provided some insight that I wasn't aware of, like, as far as things, what grabs people's attention, the color schemes and the designs, things that I wouldn't know industry wise, the things that have already been tested and are tried and
Mm,
true. And they were able to bring that type of information to the table that I just didn't even aware it even existed, the psychology behind it. And
yes.
for them to be able to help me with that part of it was major. And then just in general, when things were supposed to work a certain way and they didn't quite work that way, I could verbalize it or send an email and they get it. Like they can translate what I'm trying to convey, and they're able to take that and translate it into a physical product and or a function.
Wow.
And that right there, I mean, to be able to do that is just with Zoom meetings and email conversations. And here we are today with an actual
Wow.
working app. It was mind blowing to me. Like,
Awesome.
I don't have to sit in a room with them for them to get it.
I
I
mean,
can,
that's the future of tech. I mean, with tech, any part of the world we are in, but we can get a collaborative and constructive work done
yes,
if we intend to do it.
yes,
Awesome. So, guys, the key takeaway here we can learn from Dana in this conversation is people don't come on your website and app to look for design. They come on the website and app to do something. So just don't focus on the glory designs, focus on the right user experience, because how people react and come on your app and feel that user experience is important, Rajesh, that's the design. So you don't design your apps or webs based on what you like. You design your web and apps based on what people and the users like as an experience. That experience has to be wow. It can be fancy, it can be minimalistic, but then it has to give the right message,
yes.
which I think Dana is doing perfectly fine, very great at it. And I think once we roll out this video, people have to go out on the app stores, download, get onto the beta release, and boom, you have to connect with Dana. She's going to work with you, even if it's she. Probably, Dana, would you be willing to help some of the people if they like to talk to you and get your personal help using the app?
Oh, for sure. That now people, that's something that I do. I do people. So yes, that's something I can definitely
Awesome.
do. I'm available for that. Yes, for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. As a part of this podcast, any highlighting loving experience, any fun or any unexpected moment you like to share with us? Probably that's probably one of the last questions that I'd like to ask you.
Hmm.
Anything
Fun.
fun, anything loving, anything weird that you want to share with me apart from what you've already done so far?
Um, you know what? I can say this, just the most that I've done um on my end, because I'm really just conveying the information, and the design team, they rock it out. But on my end, just starting to talk a little bit more with people about it. And I actually feel like I have some people that are like really excited to use it. Like, I have friends who are asking me, like, if I would have had your app during this time, would have been able to get through this process. Like I had a friend whose sister's birthday was coming up. She was like, it would have been perfect. Because
Wow.
so I literally have people right now. I mean, even if it's two people, I have people who are literally waiting on the app. And I think
Awesome.
that part is super fun when you're having those conversations finally about something and sharing it with people, and you see the excitement exchange. That
Hmm.
to me is fun. But you
Awesome.
know, the grueling part of getting it out, like the labor, the the labor of having a baby is not
Yes.
necessarily the funnest part.
The
But when
pain
you
of the
start,
delivery in IT industry. You always get it.
man, but starting now to talk about it has been now the new fun for me. So
Yes.
if that makes
Super.
sense. So
So now people can come on the app stores and try and get on a beta, program with you and kind of start seeing and testing out the app with you.
yes, yes, I'm
Super.
really looking forward to that. I'm really
Awesome.
looking forward to that feedback. Like, I've
So
already,
guys, it's night now time to get on the app, get into the beta program, start using, testing. Use the app for yourself, but then I would request everyone give some message, some feedback to Dana, how to improve it, what did you like, what did you not like about it. But because you would be the stepping stone with her in her journey. And one small feedback is what it all takes to probably give more visions, more opinions, more perspectives to Dana. So she can create something wonderful to everyone out there and saves a lot of people in that, weird moment when you forgot my birthday, you forgot my anniversary, and you don't know what to gift me. That's been a whole year. So to save a lot of the world around that, go to download the app and give some feedback to Dana on the app. We would all love it.
Yes, yes.
Awesome.
I need that. I'm waiting for it. I'm so ready for the feedback just to hear, how we can make it better, how we can improve on it so that, it can continue to grow and enhance
Awesome.
everybody's lives.
Awesome. So what last message before we complete this would you like to give to other people who are probably going to use the app or they should use the app, and then to people just like you have their journeys who want to build something and they were stepping. So I want you to give a message to both of those kind of audiences for me.
Okay. So for anybody who thinks they don't need the app, you do. Just get it,
Yeah.
download it, and just even if you don't need it today, eventually you will. And I've
Yes.
eventually see everyone having it on their phone, just as common as PayPal, just as common as Facebook,
Instagram.
just as common as Instagram, WhatsApp, all of those that we didn't know that we needed before, but now we don't know
Yes.
how to live without it. I want I want everybody to download it and just see that this is the one app that you didn't know that you couldn't live without.
Right. I
Give it a
think this
try.
app is help you give that emotional feeling to your partners that they're the loved ones, because sometimes when you give someone even a small thing that they really liked about and they have it on their special day, I think it means wonders for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And for those who are thinking about stepping out there on a vision or a dream, do it. Do it. And if it doesn't go where you think it's going to go, it's still a stepping stone to where you are supposed to be. It may
Awesome.
you may have received the vision just so you can have that experience, and it may not be the final destination, but do it anyway, because the
Yes.
steps are how you get to where you're supposed to be. We don't know necessarily where that is, but if we don't trust our inner voice, if we don't trust ourselves enough, if we don't believe in ourselves enough, we can't expect anybody else to do it for us. There's nobody else's job to believe in
Right.
us. So if you believe in yourself, step out there and just do it. Just do
Awesome.
it. Just try it.
Awesome. And everyone who's trying to do a tech thing, absolutely reach out to us. We'll be happy to assist you. Anyone who needs a visionary help, probably contact Dana. She might help you in the journey and probably, just give you one good inspiring call that can change everything for you. And then, yes, we want everyone to download the app, get on the beta release, use the app, test it out, and give positive, constructive feedback to Dana so that she can actually build upon this. We really wish you all the best. Lots of love to you. And I think you have been a inspiring and an amazing person to work with. And we would continue to work and support you throughout the journey.
Thank you so much, Paul. I really appreciate you guys. I really, really do. Everyone on the team has
Likewise.
been awesome.
Awesome. And everyone loves you at the team. I can tell you that.
I
Awesome.
love those guys. I love them.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll be connected with the next video very soon. Thank